All right, everybody, what's up? Welcome to your reading for the full moon in Taurus, as well as the full lunar eclipse in Taurus, which will be experienced across North and South America, as well as many other parts of the world. This full lunar eclipse will last a total of 6 hours if you include the transits within it, like the partial aspects. So it's a pretty strong energy. I've decided to do my readings a little bit differently this time. I have been quite sick and burnt out, and I am trying my best to show up for the collective and for my soul family and my audience in the way that I can. So I am recording my voice, and I'm doing this reading the same way that I always would, but instead of recording my face and holding the cards up, I am going to just show the cards. So the first card that we've got here is our Knight. And speaking in relation to the full moon and just the general astrological energies that are happening right now, the shifts in planets and the way they relate to each other. Because, astrology is the energy that is coming from these planets and the effect that they have in relationship to us here on Earth. And big planets have big energies, and big transits have big energies. And considering the effect that the moon has on the tide and the percentage of water that humans are made of, it is pretty safe to assume that the moon also has an effect on us. And so this massive lunar eclipse and full moon in a grounded earth sign is really about coming to the simplest core truth that you can hold on to when everything else seems quite confusing and quite heady and flurry, because the energies right now are really like, if you're not really grounded, it really is all over the place. It's hard to discern what is truth. It's hard to make up decisions. It's hard to make new decisions or make new paths. So don't be too hard on yourself if you find that you're slipping into addictive habits or patterns or things like that you're not really proud of, or you thought you had quote unquote broken, because the energies right now are quite entangled. And so the Knight here is asking us to get brave and get honest about what we actually need. And for a lot of us, that basically means getting rid of something or multiple things that we've got in our circle right now that just are no longer serving us. It could be a habit that you have that isn't really serving you, or it could be a person that you've kept in your life. It could be a relationship. It could be a job that you're staying in, even though it doesn't really serve you. And the Knight is really asking you to drop into this purity and this simple foundation of truth of what you truly know you need to do to make the situation easier for yourself. So that could be staying when you'd rather run, staying in discomfort when you'd rather run. It could be something as simple as cutting out your habit of eating corn pops every Saturday. It could be a myriad of things, but there is something in your life or something big in your life that you have been letting perpetuate for a long time. And in order to free yourself for once and for all, you really have to be willing to strip yourself this full moon and let yourself be bare and let yourself be simple and recognize your basic needs and then do what needs to be done to be able to meet those. This next card is coming up in terms of creating a path for ease and joy in this full moon and basically all through November. You're gonna hear a lot of other astrologers and probably memes on Instagram and other things like that are talking about basically how incredibly heavy and intense this next month and the wrap up of the year is. And my intention with this reading is to help show you what you can do to make that easier on yourself. You know, if people are talking about how fat the population and fat and sick the population is getting, you know, I want to tell you about the simple steps you can make to make yourself feel a little bit healthier. And just as a disclaimer, after saying that, you know, using that as an example, you can be fat and be completely healthy. So absolutely no body shaming here. I was just using that as an example. Perhaps a poor one. So the traveler here is really about relating better to others. And in order to relate better to whoever it is in your life, or maybe it's a bigger collective situation, you know, maybe it's a friend group that you're trying to get a message across to, maybe it's a partner that you're trying to communicate better with, or maybe it's just how you want to relate to others in general, and you just want to improve that skill. And this is the message that's coming through is about exchanging something that you have that they don't. How can you be helpful, or what can you offer in terms of your own energy that they may not have, that would allow yourself to enter this space bringing something in that's new, bringing in something that's fresh, bringing in something that is kind, that is generous, that allows there to be an element of reciprocity in the relationship. You know, across the globe, we have got to put our walls down and start working together. And the longer that we stay in polarity, this is right, this is wrong, this is how you live life, this is how you don't live life, this is how you do society, this is how you don't do society, etc., we're just creating more walls for ourselves. And so if we're truly going to break those down and we're going to start building the webs and foundations of community, we have to be willing to be a little bit vulnerable and bring forward what we have to offer in exchange for whatever it is that the other person on the other side of this might have to offer in exchange. So get a little bit vulnerable, put your walls down, and work together. You know, this moon really is going to ask you to swallow your pride a little bit and not get caught up in that as much. Taurus can be stubborn, but they also are so grounding and simple and really the instigators of a lot of beginnings of a lot of things. I always picture Taurus as the guy in the garden as early April when the frost is still kind of around, getting the garden ready. You know, it can be the beginning of something really, really beautiful. So be willing to work together and bring what you have to offer to the table. Okay. This last card, the Broken Arrow, which reads Embrace the energy of peace. This one is really about the cerebral aspects of what's going on astrologically. So we've got Mars in Gemini, and Gemini is a super heady, super talkative, mental, back and forth type of sign. Mars is currently in retrograde, so it's the planet of action, but it's moving slowly because it's moving backwards. And so it really creates a lot of tension and creates a lot of sort of arguing within the mind and within your subconscious, essentially, with other people. And so this is a call to get a handle on your thoughts. Essentially, at the end of the day, you are the creator of your own universe. You magnetize what you want to see, and you create meaning out of what's in front of you. And so if you are constantly telling yourself a story about how challenging things are, or how life is really just a struggle with a little bit of hope, or how everything is against you, or how things are never going to get easier, or whatever that is, if you are continuing to tell yourself that narrative, it is going to reflect itself in your external world. And so with this ping-ponginess of the Gemini sign, a really great way to start changing your reality and changing the way that you view reality is by accessing your body first and your breath first. And so accessing yourself in a different way, it's sort of like going through the backstage side of yourself. Instead of going to your mind right away, which is your sort of front-facing stage, you're going to go through backstage and rewire things, fix the lighting, move the props around. And you can access that through things like exercise, gentle exercise and activity, or exercise that's not straining the body too much, a breathwork practice, meditation, qigong, tai chi. Guided meditations are really great on YouTube. I've got a couple that I will put up in the cards up top, as well as any activity that allows you to embody yourself a little bit more than allowing your mind to direct itself all the time. EFT is another great way to free yourself a little bit from your mind. I've got a video link to that I will attach in the cards up top. And yeah, I mean, really that's all it is. It's about making the choice and being conscious of the fact that you're the captain of your own mental boat. And as much as you might want to resist that, or as much as it might be true that you're being faced with a lot of challenges right now, or things feel really heavy, or things feel really hard, those can all be true. And you can make an effort to write down 3 things that you're grateful for. Or you can make an effort to observe how beautiful a particular flower is, or how beautiful the sun is, or how quiet it feels when it's raining. You can choose to highlight small moments in your day that are peaceful and joyful, and that will allow you to slowly change the radio dial towards a more positive outlook, which will in turn eventually change your external world as well. So just reminding yourself that you have the choice, and that you have the power, and that you have safety around you. So get clear on what your needs are, and be willing to be raw and simple and rare. Exchange what you have in terms of energy and offerings to other people. Put your guards down, get a little vulnerable, and work together. And remember that you're the master of your own mind. So that is all I have for you today. I am still doing private readings. I am doing online readings live on Zoom, as well as pre-recorded readings where you send me a question or you send me a situation, and I will pull cards for you on video and send you your responses back. So if you'd like to get in contact with me, my email is in the description box below. It is kate@indigoinstincthealing.com, or you can get a hold of me via Instagram at indigo.instinct, or you can leave a comment. I check all of the comments that you write, and I super appreciate them. Please like and share this video to a friend if you think it might resonate with them, and subscribe to my channel, please. If you'd like to get in touch with programs or other things that are going to be launching in the winter, as well as little videos and other things that are available to you, check out the Indigo Instinct Healing Matrix on Facebook. And you can find the Matrix family there, which ironically is a bunch of us living out of the Matrix. That is all I have for the full moon and lunar eclipse in Taurus. Please take good care of yourselves. Please be kind to yourselves and as kind as you can to others. And remember that you are not out there alone. Blessings.